This that Yerushalmi Terumos. The article Oz V'Hara Dishma Daf Nun Vav Amud Aleph. The 1, 2, 3, 6th line from the bottom. Amarni Porish Mikazayis. Amarni Porish Mikazayis, which in the Vilna Shigyan Daf Amud Aleph. The third wide line. Okay, so Amar Reni Puresh Mikazais. I'm not going to eat kazais of Isser. I'm from. I want to eat kazais of Isser. But I ain't Puresh Mechatzizais. But I won't refuse to eat a Chatzizais of Isser. Even though I know Chatzizais is awesome in the Torah, still, I have my limits. Kazais won't eat. Chatzizais will eat. Amar Ibun Barchia Nasach Chatzizais B'Shogya B'Chatzizais amazing. So in this case, if he eats a kazais, b'shoigeg, he ate the whole kazais b'shoigeg, he's considered amazing and a half of the zayis, for which he's not Shabbat Yaso, for which had he had known, he would have eaten anyway. And he's only considered a shogeg and a half of kazais. So it would seem that he should not be chayav korban. So because only in order to be chayav korban, you have to eat a kazais b'shoigeg. So the Gemara says, well, it depends. In his bo Rabbi Bun Barchia, Rabbi, I say it was Rabbi Chia, or Rabbi Bun Barchia. In his bo Rabbi Bun Barchia, if Rabbi Bun Barchia holds Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, Ocha Chayitz Chatzi Zayis B'Shkoga, Chatzi Zayis B'Zodon, Pelim Echa Potter, V'Hacha Potter. So Taki holds like Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, that says that if you eat a half a zayis b'shoigeg, half a zayis b'mezid, you are potter. So who told to here you will be potter as well. So the words hacha potter, which I just read, they're not in the art scroll. I guess not in Vilna either. It just says, so this is in the Kavanaki, it's unpacked to be the whole statement, which should be even though it's not exactly the same as Rish Lakish's case, because Rish Lakish's case is where he did it b'shkoga and b'zadon. But here, holding b'shoga, but since half of it would be Yerushalmi Terumos, so it's as if he did amazing. But nevertheless, it's sufficiently similar that the halacha would be the same. Okay, says the Gemara further. Achash nechatzai zaysim b'chaser koshu. You ate 2 half zaysim, and you're missing a little bit. You're potter. Now, Rishon Lakish holds chatzi shir is mutar min Torah. So what happened? Maybe ate 2 half kazaysim, even b'chtei achilas pras. So it's going to be potter, but meaning that this chatzah kosher means chatzi is lav dafka. But even if each one of the chatichos was gazayis chaser a little bit, anyway, the elim echad potter. So eat two slightly less than gazayis. Right? The slightly less than gazayis. So so therefore you be potter. How's that so? Even though the helim achas, because it's talking about where you ate the first. When you ate the first one, you never mind eat the second one. Therefore, they're not mitzdarif. So the second was like a new achila. That's what we're going to see later on. According to Rabbi Yochanan, that would not be the case. If you ate them in the achilas pras, they'd be mitzdarif because they're both osir. In other words, since they're both b'chnei achilas pras, it's a little interesting lumdus here. Since Rabbi Yochanan knows chatzi zayis is osir min Torah, so therefore, if you ate them helim achas, chatzi zayis another chatzi zayis, or certainly 99% kazayis plus another 90% of kazayis, helim echad, toch the achilas pras. It's a deraisa, and of course you get makas. According to Rish Lakish, however, the Chatzi Zayis is mutter min Torah. Even up to 99% of Zayis is mutter min Torah. So therefore, the fact that you ate two of them, Heli Machas, is not enough to be Mitzari of them. It doesn't matter if that now you have more of a share Zayis, you need two of them. It has to be, so it doesn't matter if the Echel press. If you didn't have a mind to eat the second one, when you ate the first one, so then the first one stands on its own. And then the second one, which you eat later on, also stands on its own, even though it's Vali Machas. So therefore, you're not going to be Chayav Korban. Okay? And Chayav Korban, presumably you're not going to be Chayav Malchus either. It's even if you get Asra, because first Asra Safik, Shloka shows Asra Safik Lav Shema Asra in the first one. So there will it'll be Asra Safik because you don't know if you're going to eat another one later on. So therefore, you're going to eat another one later on. So then the first that's not mitzaref. The first one, which under condition of Asra Safik, with the second one. Okay, so no matter what, according to Shlokish, is going to be parted from Korban, going to be parted from Malchus. That is, however, only a case of Isser. Mother of Shimon Shlokish Bisuri Hanoya. Shimon Lakish is more in the case of Isser Hanoya, such as Tikrevis Avodah Zara, Arla Kilei Karen. There, a culture Shlokish agrees is also Minatera, because there is no shear for Hanoah. Even though some places say the shear of Hanoah is a pruta, but since there's no shear for Hanoah, so therefore it's you know what? No, that's the pshat. Shear Hanoah in order to be chayiv is a pruta, but there's no such thing as ma'isa achila. No chalev shei ma'isa achila by Yisur Hanoah. So therefore, if you had two ma'isa achila, not mitzdarif, because the two separate ma'isa achila, unless there's some tzirah between the two of them, which Beli Machas and the with the same machshava, whatever's mitzarif them. But there's no tzirah, but no ma'isa achila by Yisur Hanoah. So therefore, you don't need the parameters of Yisur Achila. So therefore, even if you first had a kosher was also, you don't bring a korban or a b'chayev, whatever, perhaps, till it's a shear of a pruta, but it's cumulative. And doesn't need to be the Echel Pas, doesn't need to be Heli Mechor. It's cumulative. I don't know, maybe it has to be Heli Mechor. I take that back. But as I say, it doesn't have to be Echel Pas. It doesn't have to have tziruf by machshava. Each one, since it's also min haTorah, it's also on its own, and it's just you need a sheer put in order to be over mila, whatever else you'll be over. In order to be chayav, because not there. And also by Yom Kippur is made. Because Yom Kippur, this is not a ma'isa achila. This is inu nefesh. So if you eat enough to restore the Yishuv Adas, you're chayav. And Chachamim said that's Koseves Agas for eating and Lugma for drinking. So Shlokish could see if you ate or drink less than a shear, there's still a little bit of a Yishuv. It's just not enough of a Yishuv. And it's not a ma'isa achila for Yisur with the Yisur is ma'isa achila, but it's a ma'isa of being Meshiv Das with the Yisur being Meshiv Das. And it's also Minat Torah. So they are mitzdarif. If you have two, somebody here does have big express in order that the Yishuv should be mitzdarif, but in any event, the Yishuv of less Koseves Agasa, together with another Yishuv, less Koseves Agasa, makes up a Yishuv of Koseves Agasa to be chayiv. And we also mentioned this a few moments ago. If you knew at the first time eating the first chatzi zayis, you had a mind to eat another chatzi zayis. So chilas pras, the shlokish also concedes it's mitzdarif because then the ma'aseh achila are considered to be again it's also chilas pras and mecha. It's all considered to be one long ma'aseh achila. Okay, says the Gemara. Rabbi Avo. This is here in the Kavanaki, but it's not in the Gemara, in the art scroll I'm about to read, or in the Vilna. It must be changes through the year, so. I don't know. Not sure this comes up here. Rabbi, the Kavanoki has here one line. Rabbi Avo, Rabbi Yochanan. I guess from one of the Kisvayat. Ochel kis kilei kerem loika. Somebody eats kilei kerem, he gets malchus. This is the chiddush is that it says, but I think it's for less, even it's less than a kazayis, because it says by kilei kerem pen dikdash means asar noah. It says pen, so it's a low saseh, and from this we see that when you eat a kilei kerem, you get malchus. And again, I think the idea is that's even though it's less than kazayis. It says B'ksav yad v'tfusim leisa kana b'yitzera avrashas gorso. Rashi has it here. Chen chol hadapim b'sugi hadoyme. It's also tfusim. So other print editions in the parallel sugi and Yuma Ches Gimel. And the Rashi says you look because the lo sochal kol ta'eva. I feel shlok derech haniyasan even it's not derech haniyasan. And Pnei Moshe B'Yuma says it's say about eating shlok derech haniyasan. In other words, even though there's no hana, not like I just said, not because it's a no. It doesn't matter even though get no whatsoever. Can't have the common cases chit and shum like we have a case in a minute. The Kavanoki does not like that. He does. That's why he refers to Kipshuto. And the shaykhus of the Meimer here is being three Meimers of the name of Rabbi Avo, name Rabbi Yochanan in terms of Isurei Achila. Okay, so now the next statement is here in the Gemara. It says Rabbi Avo b'shem Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Oh, here it's slightly different. It says, sorry, but all right. Somebody who swallows the vinegar and truma, it gets malchus, even though that's not its derech. Derech is by vinegar is not to swallow it, but to dip in it, like it says in Rus Parak Beis, "V'tavalt pitech b'chometz." So, nevertheless, if you drink it, you're loke. So even though it's not derech also, you still get malchus. If you chew the grain of chitim, you get malchus, even though that's not kederach achila. Nevertheless, you get malchus. So the reason for this is because there is some hana. That's why the Kavanoki wanted to explain also in the case before of the loke. It's also because you get some hana. But in any event, these are cases where even though it's not derech haklosa because you're nana, and by truma it's more of an issue of theft than it is an issue of eating. So therefore, you have to it's truma, so to speak. So therefore, you have to pay. You get malchus. No. So yeah, you get malchus. It's not theft is the reason why you make restitution if you have your restitution, but you also get malchus for the lav involved. Okay, so and that's what we're going to talk about in a moment. Tanya, I'm gamer chometz shel truma. Somebody swallows chometz of vinegar of truma. Mishalei mesakeren, mishalei mesachemesh. You pay keren, you don't pay chomesh because it's you have to make restitution. But since it's not kederach achilaso, you don't pay the chomesh. And like Kavanoki explains that the chomesh is for the ma'aseh achila. So there's not derech achila, so therefore you get malchus. You have to pay. You get malchus with amazing. You have to pay whether you do show amazing the carrot, but the chomesh you don't pay because that's only for ma'aseh achila kedarka. Same thing. Rebbe says Omerani Mishalim Karen B'chomesh. I think the Omerani Mishalim is an addition here. No, that's also where. Okay. Shachometz Meishis Nefesh, because even though it's not there achila, it does have it's restorative. It does give you some sort of satisfaction. Rebbe said, If you swallow truma vinegar after you're being metabel, in other words, immediately after you ate, so then it's like a chaser. It's good. It's supposed to give a taste to the food in your mouth. There is a kerem. Okay, Tanya, we learned the thing. Ochel truma tmei, if you eat truma, which is tam mishayim chum tar. Does Mary pay when you make her switch pay chum tar? Mishayim chum tmeim. Well, if you gave chum tmeim, yotza, you're yotze. That's Tanakama. Rabbi Nosson says shogeg, mashu also also. If you did it with shogeg, you're yotze. And they become truma tmeim, right? Which is okay because that's what you ate. So, Mashal said, "Mazid lost a book, but the mazid we say, if you know that, we can refine you, and you say you have to give chulin term over and above whatever you gave it to tummy." Tamate, we learned over there. Where is this? Parak Beis, Mishnah Beis. You've almost got paid test. Any tummy, tummy, atoy, v'chulei. You can't take truma from that which is tummy and that which is tar, etc. If you did so, that's if you did it, even though the shogeg or amazing, it's effective. The hacha, so the shitas yachid here, which is sumchus, distinguishes between shogeg and amazing, kistam tamon goes like the stam over there. The stam mishnah there differentiates between shogeg and mazid, not like Rabbi Yossi. The yichidad tamon, the shitas yachid there, which is Rabbi Yossi, and masha also asui, kistam the hacha goes like the stam over here. The Brayso says achol truma tmeya in mishim chulin torah tmeya the yatsa, and it's not mechalek between shogeg and mazid. And that brings us to the top of Nun Zayin and Aleph. The first two dots. We'll stop here for today.